In response to that terrible event on the 25th of February, the President of Trinidad and Tobago, at the behest of the government and with no small contribution from members of the public, called for a commission of inquiry. Initially, the chairman of the commission was to be the very experienced, retired Judge Dennis Morrison, Queen's Counsel, but he had to withdraw, creating something of a hiatus and consequent delay in getting the inquiry up and running. We've lost 4 months. I regret to say that delay has been compounded. I was appointed by the President to take over on the 6th of July of this year. Mr. Wilson is still here with me, thankfully. Let me say something, please, about the timing of this inquiry. This Commission of Inquiry, as with all such commissions, requires staff and facilities to carry out its work. I made clear at a short press conference on the 7th of July that nay we, would do all we could to expedite the matter whilst at the same time ensuring thoroughness. Sadly, apart from the stalwart Secretary, Miss Sarah Sinanan, who sits in front of us, we've had no administrative support until Monday of this week, the 5th of September, when we were joined by our new manager, Mr. Russell Seabaran, together with some IT and technical support. The office structure at SAPA, which was determined to be the place where we would have our offices, were only completed on Friday the 26th of August. But for the considerable efforts of Mr. Noel Garcia and his staff at Udicot, we would still have an empty shell. It's no part of my responsibility, or in any of us here, to blame anyone for this rather slow provision of the basics to carry out our work. And I know that the Honourable Minister Stuart Young, MP, has been doing all he can to push this along. Happily, as a consequence, I understand he plundered the offices of the Prime Minister in order to provide us with some chairs and desks and the basics of office furniture over the last weekend. He's apparently gone abroad with the Prime Minister, the President. I do not know if the Honourable Keith Rowley is now sitting on the floor as a result of having his offices plundered, but the fact is we've got somewhere to sit which makes up for it in some way. I await with some considerable concern for pens to write with, paper to write on, printers to print on, scanners to scan with, the internet to connect to. The upshot is that we are falling behind, and I wish to emphasise that it is not the responsibility of any of those who are sitting here on this side that we have had this slip in timing. I want to assure everyone that we will do everything we can to make up that time. To date, we have received something in the order of 40 separate statements from witnesses, over 30 separate documents, resulting in a total of some 4,500 pages of material, videos, photographs, and a plethora of correspondence. We have no one to process it. There's a limit to what one lady can do. I hope that we will be able to hear an early legal submissions, either at this particular hearing or at some future stage, which might have affected witnesses, fixing time, directions, and all of the other things that you would have expected of us. That might have been achieved today, but it can't be. And so it falls for me to tell you that whilst we stand ready to do that which we are charged to do, we cannot do so without the basic tools to carry it out. To those whose responsibility it is to equip, I ask publicly, please help us do our job. Go the extra mile to provide us with the necessary tools to carry out this inquiry without further delay. With your help, we can get to the bottom of this tragedy in timely order. To those who have complied with our request to provide evidence and documents in support in timely fashion, you have our thanks. and I regret that we have been unable to progress the matter beyond reading and collating. To those who await answers as to how and why their loved ones died, and to the general public, you have our unreserved apology that this Commission of Inquiry has been delayed yet again. It's not fair, it's not right. However, as I say, I want to ensure, and I know that I have the support of those around me, that we will make up that lost time. Anyway,